Hello, recording on a basic JVC mini DV camera today. I have to look up the date, see if I can find it. I'll put it in the video as always if I do. I've had this camera a while. It's nothing special. Not massively a fan of JVC, to be honest. I've used pro stuff over the years and been very unsatisfied with them. And as sort of the more basic, cheaper stuff goes, again, it tends to be really bad resolution viewfinders like this one. This is incredibly dark. I don't think the picture is actually as dark as it's showing on here, but it just seems to be how it is. The image stabilization, even on the Pro models, I sold my Pro JVC that I had done an upload on my YouTube channel with, HD camera. In terms of the setup and the layout and everything, it was great, I liked it. But again, the viewfinder, the flip out screen, I mean the picture of the actual image was nice, but anything apart from that was terrible, but really let down by the image stabilization, which was meant to be a newer, better one. I was like, it's far worse than like my 90s handycams have much better image stabilization, to give you a sort of comparison. But let's take this outside, give it a fair run outside in daylight settings and see what we get with it. But I wouldn't expect too much. It's quite a cloudy, rainy day today. Just having a break in the rain, so I thought I'd pop out and use this camera now. One of the upsides is it's incredibly light, so ideal for me, because I can't deal with heavy stuff anymore. It's stereo, and it's got a nice big halogen light on the front, which no point putting it on now, but doesn't have night vision, no infrared or anything like that. But yeah, it's stereo. I think it's meant to have steady shots. I believe it does. Didn't see it on there. But yeah, this has been just sitting in a cupboard for the longest time, and I had a clear free yesterday, moving stuff around, and I was like, oh yeah, you're still on here. Firewire doesn't work on it, so it's really just a camera that's just not worth selling or doing much with at all, because I'd ultimately be selling it for like pennies, because it's, you know, and the only person who would want really one of these cameras, this sort of style and baseline basic model, would be somebody who's just archiving tapes, and you can't even do that unless you went through the AV, which would be terrible. But yeah, I don't think I've actually, if I have taken this out, I don't remember taking it outside, so this is the first test of the outdoors. But yeah, I mean, this looks really sort of, don't know if it was this bad. I fear it was this bad, the viewfinder, when it was new. It's really sort of smeary, black and white, that's not a problem, but just really low light, almost like sort of sensor damage, but or capacitors, but it's certainly not as too modern for that. It's actually got a filter on there protecting the lens, but it is clear for the most part. But yeah, get some close-ups. But yeah, seeing the firewire doesn't work. I haven't got my Pro deck anymore, but I can lock this in one of my Sony Handycams that do have working firewire. There we go, focus. Yeah, steady shots actually seems alright on this one. Oh, there's a bird up there. See if I can get that. It's full zoom in speed. Oh, that's going into digital, I think. Yeah, so on this one, okay, I'll give JVC that. It does have steady shots showing the hand on the screen there, actually. Yeah, it's alright. It's actually quite good. But yeah, my Pro one, made years later, terrible. And a professional Sony, big, heavy, professional, expensive camera I used a long time ago when I did a film course at Bournemouth Film Uni place. Again, terrible. Everything about it was terrible to operate with. But hope you've enjoyed seeing some footage from it anyway. I'm just going to put this online now. And, well, obviously, because you're watching it, I'll speak to you in the next one. See you later. Just show you some B-roll. I'll just turn the sound down. I'm actually capturing the footage at the moment from this camera, the one I've just done the upload on. DV in and out, well, if the firewire had worked, but somebody broke that prior to me picking it up. Yeah, very basic, cheap what would have been cheap camera at the time. Picture quality actually, as I'm logging it, is actually quite acceptable. It's DV, so it's not terrible at all, but it's just the low light performance, the viewfinder's performance and everything, and the flipping out screen. I'll just open up there. Sorry. See, you've got DV port, I say it doesn't work. The light, the big halogen on the front, and S-video out to its credit, so that's quite nice to have that. A little built-in speaker, no buttons on the side or anything. There's your halogen light, stereo mic, sort of TV controls on video controls on the top even, and here, yeah, the menus sort of a push in and then turn the dial one, and then you've got auto mode and then manual if you want to change settings when you're recording with it. But yeah, very baseline model. But you know, I've had one customer who bought their tapes to me a long time ago who had a very similar model to this. It's very much, it was a family handycam sort of thing. You would have bought it on the cheap to film your kids' birthdays and stuff, and that's exactly what those videos were. As for capturing, because I don't have the deck anymore, I've got my Sony camera out. I think this is the, just turn this around, the TRV19, something along those lines. Can't see it because I can't turn it upside down at the moment. I won't do that while it's logging. But yeah, it's just going out as you'd expect through Firewire. This is the great thing about this little camera is the fact the sensors on it is very good. It's actually as good as the original digital 8 camera, the TRV110. They've got exactly the same large sensor on there, like a little peepee hole style viewfinder, not viewfinder, lens cap. You can pull that off fully, but otherwise you can just tilt it out all the way to the side when you're filming. There, this model, I thought it was TRV19. But yeah, the sensor, it's a large 1-inch sensor. As I say, just the same as the TRV110. Good steady shot and all the works. But yeah, logging the footage.